Hey, welcome to the Huntsville Hustle podcast. I'm your host, Joe Martin. We're going to highlight the small businesses out here in the Rocket City. They're the backbone of our area, right? So, what we got today is his name's Jerry Williamson. He's the owner of Bishop's Flowers. If you're from Huntsville, you've probably got flowers from there. Let's just put it out there. So, he's been in business in a long time. He's brought a ton of value to a lot of small business owners you might not know about. But hey, Jerry, I appreciate you coming on the show. Welcome to the show.
My pleasure, Joe. So happy to be here with you. I've watched you a lot. I've watched a lot of your people, and have to say I was kind of flattered that you asked me to be on it.
Oh, man, you're what the kids call one of the OGs in the business world. So, yeah, so I wanted to have you
Never
on.
knew what OG meant.
Oh yeah, don't look it up, but it's
Okay.
fine. It's not anything bad. First of all, let's talk about a little bit about Bishop's Flowers. Kind of, I mean, people obviously know you're a flower shop. It's in the name, right? So I figured that on my own. But what makes you guys unique?
Well, what makes us unique is Winnie Bishop. She's a lady that her and her husband first started Bishops, and they actually started in Birmingham, and then came to Huntsville after about 4 or 5 years, and they come to Huntsville in '63. And when they came, she brought this style called English garden style. It was a whole new type of arrangement. It's where you use a lot of different foliages and a lot of different levels of flowers and stuff. And it looked like a garden. It looked like an English garden. And that just wasn't heard of in Huntsville. So she literally brought that here, and we just kind of adapted that, put our own few touches onto it. But we're still true to Winnie's style.
Yeah. So I also figured out that you are not Winnie. So how did you become the owner of Bishop's Flowers?
I am not Winnie. You were exactly right.
Figure that out.
Winnie actually sold it to a couple, Pam and Alan Fleming. Excuse me. And when I came to work, they owned it then. And I owned it. I guess I worked here for about 2 years. I lived in Tennessee. I moved up to Florida. Then I moved back here. So when I moved back here, I wanted to open a flower shop. So I kind of went to Bishop's with the intentions of learning the tools of the trade because I had no experience. And all my experience was in hotel catering, where we dabbled in flowers. So that's where I got the feel for it, I guess. And then before you know it, I'm looking at the owners one day saying, I can tell that they're kind of aging out and they don't have quite the love for what they did have it. And I said, well, hey, why don't you just sell this to me and the other employees here? And I don't know, a week or 2 weeks went by, and they came back later and said, were you serious? And I took a big, deep gulp, and I said, yeah, I was. So sure I was, but I said it, and it happened just like that.
And then
Yeah,
just like that, here we are 30 years later. You just celebrated 30 years in business, which is crazy. Man,
30 years.
that's crazy, right? We talked about it a little bit before we came on, man. That's just you've seen a lot of things come and go. So I'm looking back. What are some of the biggest pivots and changes you made over the years just to keep up with the times?
Well, I think one of the biggest pivots we had to make was that when I bought the Bishop, the other owners retired out. And so when I was in charge of the business, it was we had a built-in clientele, the one that had always been coming to Bishops for years and years, and very loyal to Bishops. That age group started aging out at a certain time, probably about 5 years after we bought it. And that was really tough because we started losing that crowd that was always used to Bishop. They knew Bishops. We didn't have to have a conversation. We knew exactly what they wanted, how much they wanted to spend, and they might tell us what they wanted to put on the card. But other than that, we knew everything about them. So that was a really big change for us when we learned we have to go and market this business, which was quite a challenge for me in the very beginning, for sure.
Yeah, that stinks when it's on autopilot. Then you're driving. Oh no, I'm the one driving.
Yeah, well, it's always kind of been that way with me because I always tell people I'm a good number two because, like I said, I was in hotel catering, Marriott hotels, Embassy Suite hotels, and they had so much stuff built in. Even as a catering director, you didn't have to worry about procuring stuff, or you didn't have to worry about the market of the business, or you didn't have to worry about getting the hired help. HR was for that. So you just had to go in and do your job. But as you know, and everyone watching this knows, once it gets down to you and your little business, everything changes really quick. I even buy nice brooms and mops now, just for that very reason, because I have to use them so much.
The glamorous life of a small business
It
owner.
is, it is.
Man, that's great, isn't it? I mean, you're not just a business guy though. You're some guy behind the scenes. You're still super creative, and you're doing an arrangement. So, which of those along the years has been harder to develop? Kind of your creative side or more the business side?
The business side, no doubt about it. I mean, and I think that's honestly with everyone just about that goes into business. We go to college to learn one thing, but they never really teach us. I mean, I can't tell you probably still every week I'm saying, I wish they taught me this in college, and I wish they taught me this. But it's when you start trying to get all the different ducks in a row, if one thing is out of place and you realize it, but you don't know how to fix it, that's when you start realizing, okay, I'm an owner and I'm in trouble because I don't know how to fix this big problem. And there's really no one I even know to call and ask for it. So the more people you know, better off you're going to be, because now you can start calling people and asking people. Everyone knows they can call me and ask me. I referred someone out, a pest control person out yesterday to someone, and that's just the most important about being in your own business, though, is getting that relationship where you can parse things out to people.
Yeah, it's always good to know a guy, I know a girl, I know
Yes.
people. It's bringing value to your customers by providing them with other valuable service. Man, that's
Well,
makes you invaluable.
a good example was we did a wedding last week, and a florist's dream is for the bride to come and just go crazy over her bridal bouquet. If she doesn't, something's not quite right. And so I went to an event last week, and the event planner was someone that I knew from years ago. And so we had a great time catching up and stuff. But then I heard back in the back room, talking up my flowers. And by the time they rounded the corner, she's like, "I just got to bring her in, Jerry. I just got to show these flowers to her." And they were just like two little girls in grade school, jumping up and down. They were so excited over it. But having that person in my back pocket that wanted to see me do well, that did more than I could have ever done by any type of talking or cards or anything else. That lady put me in the right position.
There you go. That's another tip out there. Don't burn any bridges in
That's
Huntsville.
all
It's
it
way
is.
too small. It's way too small.
It is. With that strange place. And I thought about that the other day, where it's like we're at this small town stage, but at the same time, be careful because there's some big guys moving in this town too.
Yeah, that's
And you
true.
don't know who you're dealing with.
So, what's something surprising that someone might want to not know about running a flower shop?
But I'm gonna change that question to just about working in a flower shop. How
Okay.
about that? Is
Yeah.
that fair?
Yeah. There you go.
It is intensely hard work. And most people would make the same facial reaction you just did. Their eyes would get wide because it's like, how many times have you heard people say, "Oh, I would love to work in a flower shop and get to play with flowers all day"? Well, that would be nice if we got to play with flowers all day, but we don't. And there's all kinds of things. If you watch our videos, you'll see they're scrubbing buckets and mopping and sweeping and cleaning flowers, hauling out the garbage. The living is a tough one. So there's no one easy thing on learning how to run a business or even work at it like that and supervise it. But I think the art just naturally comes. So you can refine that. I refined my art over the years. I still refine. I still watch people and study their styles. But God gave me that. But he didn't give me all the other business sense I needed to.
Yeah.
So that's why I had to turn to other people to help me out. And luckily I had the right people that wanted to help.
Bunch of manual labor. Who knew, man? Who knew? Yeah. I got a business minor. They may have taught. I didn't pay attention, to be honest, because I never thought that I would have a business in a million years. I just did it to keep my student loans. Next thing you know, I had a minor, and no business information at all. I didn't pay attention. That would have been helpful.
My minor was history because I already had to take 2 classes. So I decided, well, I'll just take 2 more
Why
or
not?
whatever it was.
Yeah. Why
So
not?
yeah,
So let me ask you this: what's the most challenging event you've ever had to design something for?
I used to be on the board of Tennessee State Florist Association a few years ago. And I'm going to say that event, I did it 3 years in a row, but that event that they did every year was absolutely the most incredible thing I've ever had to endure. Once again, you sit back and you see when the doors open, these things that look like they're on the Rose Parade or something, and these big, massive arrangements that even impress me who look at arrangements all day long. You just think, how in the world would we ever do that? But it's a lot of work. Once again, it's a lot of rolling carts and tables, and they can't move the room fast enough. So now you got to go in and move the rooms. So I would think that would be mine, is that being able to work with other people there, because here's the deal: every florist in there is just as good, if not better, than you are. So all of a sudden it's like, wow, I'm not the guy anymore, and I got to really work hard now to do this. So I would say that would be my most challenging one. Was There's a guy, I'll tell you this. He was, if you can't see, I got a big belly. His name was, I won't say his name. Anyway, he was a designer that I've loved for years, and I always followed him. Well, he came to Tennessee to be one of the guest speakers. I got to go in the room where he worked and be one of his assistants. And so he was telling me he wanted me to make a bridal bouquet, and he was Asian, and I said, how is this? He goes, no, bigger, big like you. And that's always been a joke now around here. Is every time we want something big, we say, "Big like you, Jerry."
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's true.
got
But
good
you know,
talent.
it's finding out that there's levels to things, right? You think you're pretty good at something, then you're like, ooh, there's people that are
Yeah. Then
so
all of a
much better.
sudden you get there and you're with the guy who's winning awards all over the world, and you're like, "Wow, I am nothing. I
Yeah,
am nothing."
yeah,
So that's why you need to go to those kind of things. Whatever your industry is, you should go to those type of conferences to learn that you aren't quite as good as you may think you are.
yeah. And realize that you too can level up. That you can go to the next level too. That there's you don't have
Yeah.
to stop where
Yeah.
you're at. You can see some people and
Well, that's right. That's
yeah.
true.
So let's drop some names. Who is the most famous person you've ever worked
I think only you will probably know this person, Jose Canseco.
with? Wow, everybody, if you're from Huntsville, you know him.
Yeah, Jose Canseco is the most famous person I ever met. I did his wedding. I worked at a place called Signature Gardens in Miami, and it was his second wedding. And so I did that, and I was their event planner for their actual wedding part. So that was quite a challenge, if you will. Yeah.
If you grew up in Huntsville, you know him. He was played for the Huntsville Stars back in the day, so he was a big name.
And see, I wasn't here then, so I didn't even know anything about him being famous until they told me.
That's a weird connection that you made.
Yeah, it was very weird. Happens all the time. I tell you, a weirder one was I was teaching a course in Tuscaloosa one day, and the girl, she looked at me and she says, "Where did you say your flower shop was?" And I said, "In Huntsville, over in Five Points." And she said, "My mom owns that building. I thought you looked familiar." So a girl who's the tenant, I'm the tenant of a lady in Tuscaloosa, and her daughter met me in Tuscaloosa. Me and her mother's never even met.
It's
That's strange.
it's a weird world, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Who's a local business owner that you admire? I know you've run across a ton of them over the years.
I do, and I think about that a lot. It's like, okay, who would lead something on my life? But I got to tell you, and she's not an owner now. She sold it off to her son. But Eleanor Loring of Loring and Company,
Hmm.
I think is someone that out of the 35 years I've been working in Huntsville, I have watched her grow, watched her business grow, and just watched how she handled people. We took a flower arranger to her business every week for years, and well, as long as she owned it. And so I got an opportunity. I decorate her house at Christmas time, so I got to know her over the years. Now, yeah, as a matter of fact, she just called last week and booked her Christmas decorations for her house. So she appreciates me and I appreciate her.
How about that? Hey, if you're not, we're recording this in August, by the way. So that's that forward thinking right there. Already planning for
Yeah,
Christmas. That's
yeah, that's what happens though. They start fast.
yeah. She's got a legendary business. They do really well. They've done a great job over the years. So yeah,
Yeah,
glad she's living her retirement now. She's earned it.
I just was wishing for that Rolex before she left, but I didn't get one.
Oh, come on. She must have forgot. You better call her. Just a reminder.
I will.
We'll tag
I'll
her.
get her at Christmas time.
I know, man, it's probably going to be tough to narrow this down. You've been in business so long, but is there someone you'd like to thank for kind of helping you get to where you are today, still in business?
Well, she's not in business either. She just closed her business. But Arlene Pecora was a lady. She was a catering director that hired me in Fort Lauderdale to open his embassy suites for her. I opened two embassy suites hotels for her there. I was supposed to go to Miami and open one, but I didn't speak Spanish, so I didn't get to go to Miami. But she did me one better. So she got me a job with her husband at his business called Signature Gardens, and it was like the largest sit-down wedding event in southern Florida. So we seated 800 people for dinner there, and Arlene was very good at teaching me things. I'll never forget. I was telling this story the other day. I had a 4:30 a.m. coffee break that I had to serve for a breakfast one morning in Embassy Suites, and my phone rang, and I wasn't used to alarm going off because I usually went in late to work. My phone rang, and I answered the phone. And it was Arlene. She goes, "Jerry," and I'm like, "Oh my God, Arlene, I'm sorry. I'll be right there. I'll be right there." And she was a pretty stern business person. And we got there, and she come up and she goes, "I'm only going to say this once, and I will never repeat it again." And I said, "What's that?" She goes, "Don't ever be late again." Or I walked off. But that one phrase left so much of impact on my life. I'm still talking about it 30, 40 years later.
And I know you're
But I
big
knew
on
not to
punctuality
mess
too. Yeah, I've seen it. You're big on punctuality. So,
with her. So I really, like I said, she got me that job with her husband who, showed me I could do so much more, which is really what put me in flower business. So yeah, she did me a lot of good, and I'm really proud to have known.
that's great. Yeah, you never know what impact you might have on somebody.
Nope, you don't, do you? I think about that a lot. Who's impacting? Who am I going to be impacting this year?
Yeah,
So we all should do that.
that's it. Yeah, yeah. Years later, look at you, still benefiting from that, and you've helped other people as well. And something that people might not know about you is you're also an expert on networking. I mean, it's flowers, network. The man has talent you might not even know about. So I know you get out in these networking events and you see people like, it probably makes you cringe, but what are some tips that every small business owner should know about networking, but they probably don't, or they're not using it?
Well, I think the very first tip that I see happening all the time is people go to networking events to make a sale. So let me tell you right now, if you've never heard this before, listen well, because no one goes to a networking event to buy something. If you put it in that context, no one goes there. Do you? Do you leave saying, I'm going to go to this networking event? I think I'll see if I can spend $200 or $300 while I'm there. You don't. You're there to build your business, not to build someone else's. Once people understand, I'm just here to build a relationship, you get to know the people. Then people start asking you, tell me more about your business, and start finding ways that they can help you. Let's see, what's another one? Another one is on networking is always follow up. It's a big one. You meet people at networking events, and everyone does the obligatory pass the business cards, and you go home, and what do you do with them? You throw them in the garbage, you set them on the edge of your desk, and you never call them. I went to an event, I guess last year, and I came back with about 66 business cards. I sent out 30 something nice to meet you cards. Had one person call me, and that person called me and tried to sell. So that was a bad experience for me. So if you ever hear people say networking doesn't work, it's because people went at it at that attitude that they were coming there to sell, not to build relationships with people.
Oh yeah.
Because once you know someone, once you know me, I'm gonna do anything in the world for you, right? So I'm gonna fix your range of extra special and all this type of stuff. But spend the time while you're networking, just getting used to knowing people and understanding what makes them tick. And I think you do.
Exactly. It's all about relationships. Start with that.
Yeah,
Bring some
it
value.
is.
Don't try. You're not gonna
It's
make
always
no. Yeah, no one's there. You're right. Everyone walks in like, who am I gonna buy from today?
yeah. Doesn't happen.
Never does. We would love that. That would be awesome. But that's not the way the
Yeah.
world works. So start with a
Save your
relationship
business
and bring
card
some value. Yeah. So if you look at this 30 years, what's next? What's next for Bishop Flower?
if I can. I want to really get my website and my online presence very, very good. So that's my goal. I'm not going to say that is going to happen, but because I don't really know what the finances are in that. But I just feel like we need to get our best orders come off the internet. Just orders off the internet versus orders off the phone, almost double the price. So people that shop online, or people like me, I always shop online because I want to click, 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 and be done with it. So that's where we're going to focus on. I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we're going to talk to a few people and see what they recommend for us to do.
Well, I got to tell you, your social media is doing very well. I know you
It is.
probably have nothing to do with that. It's a younger
I
folks.
really don't, other than I gave the permission, and I think I dropped a seed or two. But no, they're doing really well. I did have to rein one of them in because she likes to do a little crazy, and she fell on a box the other day, and I bet, oh my God, I hope my insurance agent's not watching that. But they're having fun, and that's really what matters, is that they're having fun and they're showing other people that it's fun to work. It's
Yeah,
fun to go to work. That's what I want people to think.
it's fun. Go follow Bishop Flowers on Instagram. They got some great stuff. That'll crack you up. It's good,
They do.
good, clean
We
fun over
actually,
there.
one of those videos, man, was within one day hit 33,000 views.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. Consistency, it's the same thing. Consistency, you have to be consistent.
Keep showing up. Yeah, that's it. And they're doing a great job for you right there. So I want to give them
But you said it.
a
Keep
shout out.
showing up.
I'm a
Keep
fan.
showing up.
Yeah. All right. This is a rapid fire. These are just short, quick answers. Are you ready for this stressful part of the show?
I am.
Okay.
Go
I figured
ahead.
you might be. What's your favorite movie?
Wizard of Oz.
Oh, yeah. How about what's your
All my life. All my
the
life.
whole
I
life?
never missed it.
Oh, that's
Yep.
but a goodie. All right.
Yep.
What's your favorite local restaurant?
I'm going to say Taco Mama's.
Always. It's undefeated. It's good every time. Every time you
My
go.
sister wanted me to say Connors, but I'm like, that's typical. I mean, I like Taco Mama's got everything.
They got it
So I
all.
love it. We eat it here a lot.
Yeah. What's the most popular flower you sell?
It's going to be a rose. Roses and Gerber daisies are the most popular flowers that are requested.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
What's a Huntsville business more people should know about?
I told you that already.
All right, we'll have to, you rewind if you don't remember. You have to check it out.
Yeah, let's do that. No, it's not that I don't remember. We did that already. Remember? That was Eleanor Lauren.
Yeah. So go in there, Loring and Company. If you haven't found them, they've been around for minutes. More people should know about them already, but if you don't, Lauren Company. And then
Yeah,
one,
yeah, absolutely.
this is a surprise question. How many pairs of gold pants do you own?
I don't. It's not a surprise question, and I expected a question like that from you, Joe. I don't own any, but I'm going to make it my mission to find some, just for you,
Thank you. I know a
and
guy
we'll
if
take
you need it.
pictures
I
of
know
it.
a guy. You want to talk about,
We're gonna start a thing just like you did over here at Bishop. We're just gonna take pictures in our gold pants.
man, get ready to skyrocket. I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready for
I always said, Lord have mercy.
how's my goal to get one of those out of you for the interview?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Well, you got it. You got it.
How do people find you in real life and on the internet? How can they find you guys?
Bishopsflowers.com. It's that simple. Bishopsflowers.
Yeah, we'll link that in the show notes. We'll put their Instagram and Facebook pages on there. You can go check out those reels they're putting out there. Is there anything specific this month our community can do to support you and your business?
Yeah, get ready to start shopping for Christmas. Honestly, start really thinking about it. If you have a party coming up, if you have a present you want to send to someone, go ahead, get it off your plate right now. Place the order. It's not too early. Place the order, and we'll get it taken care of.
Well, you got to plan ahead. Hey, it's going to be here. It seems far away, but it will be here in no time. I promise you. I promise you that's
it will be.
Be like Lauren and Company and plan ahead, and then go support her business.
That's
Jerry,
what
I appreciate it. I'm still benefit from
Thank you.
things you've taught me over the years. So I appreciate your friendship and all that you've done to help me over the years to support my business. So 3 years is awesome, man. Bigger and better.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you being a part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you guys are listening right now. Please share this episode. Please. Hey, maybe you've driven by Bishop's Flowers 100 times at 5 Points and you haven't stopped in. Stopped in. Just say hello. They're fun people to talk to. Just go in there, say hello, see what they got. Support them. They're a small local business that we were looking to support. Share this episode, and we'll see you guys next week on the Huntsville Hustle podcast.